Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning and happy July 1st. Here we go into the second half of the month. Today's a pretty big day. It's a good day to celebrate, a day of reckoning, as I put it. Okay? Uh, those of us that are freedom-loving Americans, not communists, those of us who are ready to have our country back and not this idiotic BS that's coming out of the liberal wing of the Democrat Party, we get to celebrate a little bit today because a lot of the bullshit that they've been fighting for is gone. Okay. First off, it's July 1st, which tells you June's over, which means the idiotic Pride Month is over. No more naked parades, no more running around listening to all this. You've got to call me by my pronouns, yada, yada, yada. Unless, of course, you're in Michigan, where they just made it a felony to mispronounce somebody, or, whatever. That'll last about 20 seconds once the first person's arrested. That goes to the Supreme Court and is thrown out. I mean, I'd love to walk into the state capitol in Lansing, standing next to Dylan Mulvaney and go, "Excuse me, sir," and have them shackle me. Because I'd be a pretty rich man after suing the state for a violation of my constitutional rights. But yeah, so that one's over. So we can celebrate that. It's also July 1st, the day that everybody's been trying to panic you about, saying that this will no longer be any good. We're going to have CBDC today, Fed now, all this. Guess what, guys? The greenback in your wallet still has value, and there is no CBDC. Okay. Yes. All right. So all those people that were trying to fear porn you and scare you, saying, we're going to go to digital currency on the 1st of July. Guess what? It's 1st of July. Have you heard anything about digital currency? Nope. Okay. So I'll just say, told you. Okay. Out of the Supreme Court this week, 3 more victories for conservatives. Those of us that believe in the Constitution, as the supreme law of the land, unlike Barack Obama and Joe Biden, who think it's just a piece of paper. Yeah, no. Okay. 3 of them. We talked the other day about the end of affirmative action. Thank God. That was one of the stupidest things in the world. Let's just make a permanent victim class. Okay. And that staffer who said that blacks can't get anywhere on merit, like I said, tell that to Ben Carson, tell that to Clarence Thomas, or God knows how many other people. Tell that to Tim Scott, Yeah, I think they made it on merit, okay? Like anything else, you work hard, you get somewhere. You don't, you get nowhere. Okay? So, word to the wise. You want to move ahead in life? Do something. You want to eat? Grow food, raise animals, okay? You want to sit on your ass? Don't expect me to bring you tomatoes and peppers. I ain't doing it, okay? But we had a couple other ones that we can stand back and celebrate. Religious freedom. Again, Colorado, we had a case going to the Supreme Court where you had a same-sex couple require a web designer make their web page for their wedding, and the woman refused based on her religious beliefs. And of course, Colorado tried to have this stupid law saying you can't discriminate like that. You have to do whatever you would, whatever the customer wants. And this woman sued, and yada yada. Colorado won, and it went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, nope, sorry, she doesn't have to do it. There's plenty of other places that can, And as the Supreme Court so eloquently put it, she is a Christian woman who does not believe in same-sex marriage. She doesn't have to do it. It's no different than if you had a gay web designer refusing to do something for a heterosexual couple. That's fine too. That's all anybody's saying. And the logic of the mentality of these people, you know damn well what this couple was up to. We could find 1,000 people to design our webpage, but no, we're going to go demand that the one who stands by her Christian values design our webpage. Like, I mean, whether or not she's any better or worse or anything like that, but it's not like, you're the Picasso of designing web pages. They went to her specifically for a payday because they knew she wouldn't do it. So they knew they were going to go to court. Hey, Bob. Hey, Tom. You know what? Let's get together. We'll do her. We'll sue her. We'll win, and we'll never have to work together. And we can spend the rest of our lives together and never have to do anything. Okay? Oops. Sorry, Bob and Tom. Guess what? You have to go get a job. You ain't getting rich. Okay? Yeah, so religious freedom won. Okay? The student debt forgiveness. If you caught this one yesterday, oops, that one's gone too. Okay? Sorry, nobody has to pay for, some millennials' underwater basket weaving degree. You went on spring break, you took out student loans for beer money. Guess what? You got to pay them back. There was a real funny story about some congresswoman in New York yesterday who was bitching about her $200,000 worth of student loan that she had from, I think she went to Fordham. And, oh my God, this would have helped me so much. Okay, $10,000 on 200 grand is 5%. Not that's going to make a huge dent. All right, you got a law degree. I think you can make money. All right, you're sitting in state government. I think you're getting paid, and your job is at least safe until your next election. But you know what the kicker was? She and her husband went last year and bought a $1.1 million house, and she's bitching about her student loans. There's a whole lot of people out there who can't buy a house because they are paying off their student loans first, because they're doing what's responsible. Okay? Gee, you know what? I already signed the note to get my education, but until I pay off some of that, I really don't have the income to go buy a house. So I'm going to put off buying a house until I can pay down some of my debt. That's called responsibility, right? Gee, you know what? I work at 7-Eleven filling up the slushy machine. I probably shouldn't go buy a Maserati. I'd say that'd be a good idea, okay? But this is the deal. Congress is completely losing their collective mind. Democrats as a whole are losing their collective mind. The three idiot liberals on the Supreme Court, of course, dissented on all three of these cases. They all went by 6-3 because you have six Supreme Court justices that are following the Constitution and 3 that are activist judges, okay, that think they're in an elective position to create law. No, okay. As much as the liberals want to scream and yell about Clarence Thomas or Sam Alito or something like that, I got a better idea. Let's start impeachment proceedings against the 3 bimbos on the Supreme Court who don't know the law, who can't even define a woman, and even though they're all female, and let's start impeachment proceedings against them because they're not qualified for the job. If there's anything we can say about Donald Trump, thank God he was president when he was and Hillary Clinton wasn't, because Trump got to appoint 3 conservative, I'm going to go that way, 3 constitutional justices. I don't agree with everything all 3 of them say. They've had other decisions I've read that I don't think are following the law. But the 3 liberals on the court, imagine if Hillary was appointed. Merrick Garland, first off, would certainly be a SCOTUS judge. Okay? And 2 other numbskulls would be as well. We'd have a 6-3 other way. Okay? At that point, you think about this. At 6-3 the other way, these 3 cases, affirmative action would be mandatory. You now have quotas across the country and everything, I'm sorry, you can only sell X amount of meat to a white person or to an Asian person or to whatever. Yeah, that would. Medical care, I'm sorry, you haven't done enough liver transplants on people of color. That white person can't get one because you need to do a liver transplant on another black person. That's where we'd be. Okay. Talk about religious freedom. They're trying to destroy religion as all. Of course, communists want to destroy religion. Remember, communism is atheism. So that would have been destroyed. Student debt, no, they would have passed this in a heartbeat. Said, forgive it all. And where would we be? We'd have more Joe-flation going on. That's the thing. We can celebrate today because a lot of the stupidity is coming to an end. We're winning, guys. Remember Charlie Sheen winning? Okay. Remember Donald Trump saying you're going to get tired of winning? I'll never get tired of winning, especially when it means beating back idiot liberals and their stupid ideas. I don't want a participation trophy for life. I want to really win. And today is a day that we can sit back and go, we're going to put this one in. It's a battle. It ain't the war. But today we can look back and say, we won this battle. Let's keep going. Pinball out.